my god, let's try something.
See what happened on TV last night?
I always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi guys.
Like also tears.
I know.
Like,
So sad it's over. This
too.
season was so
good.
freaking good. Like
yes,
this season
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
it was amazing. But I mean, you guys know what our only complaint about it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I
man.
will say that this season was really good. A lot better than last season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen other good seasons too, but there was something really magical about this season. You really
agree.
saw people grow, and there was really good contestants, and even the contestants that came in with no dance experience, like Iman, obviously could still dance.
Right.
And even the people like Jojo who came in with dance experience, you could see
The growth.
So I think that it did exactly what it was meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know.
Well, and it was full of like the first NBA player to make it to the finales, or even close to the finales.
Yeah.
Was Iman, and then of course the first same-sex
couple,
pairing.
Jojo and Jenna.
Yeah, like, so this whole season just brought something new to the table, and like Carrie Ann said, definitely brought Dancing with the Stars into a new era, which,
I agree.
you know, I like, you know, this is a change I don't mind.
Exactly. I can deal with this change. It's when they'd like, well, I mean, the only really dumb change they've done, because I like that they added the judges' scores. Like, they never used to do that, where the judges got to pick at the end, like, who was in the bottom two,
Right.
and they got to save. They never used to do that until Bobby Bones. Until after Bobby Bones.
Right.
So, there are things that I understand they're implementing. I love that they're implementing
No, I
these-
don't know if he was even for Bobby Bones. I think it was because of Sean Spicer.
Oh, because of Sean Spicer. Yeah. You're right.
But either way, like, it was something that needed to be added because people were able to tilt the system based on their votes and popularity. And so at the same time, you do have to have those judges' scores or the judges' saves, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how popular you are. It's like with Grocery Store Joe. It's like, love him, but you could tell that he didn't even want to be in the competition anymore. He seemed embarrassed by it, but people loved him so much that they kept on voting him in. And it's like, if that would have had the rule, you know, maybe...
Yeah, maybe he would have gone home and saved himself and literally everybody else from the misery, because he just, you know, I'm an advocate for Grocery Store Joe. I think that he is a really stand-up guy. I hope it works out between him and, oh God, what is her name?
We're so bad with names.
I know. They're just on Bachelor in Paradise. Serena P. I really hope it works out between them. They seem like a cute couple. You know, I think Joe is an upstanding guy. But God damn it, man could not dance. He could not dance. And you could, like you said, you could tell that he did not want to be there. Right. That it was embarrassing for him.
Right.
And, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So talking about packages, things that they're adding, the beginning package was like a little dramatic for me, like with the close up of the eyes.
So
and I'm
drama.
just like, what is? It was very dramatic.
Like, everything is so fun, and then all of a sudden it gets to the finales, and everything is just dramatic. And there was really nothing that dramatic about this season. Like, everything was pretty upbeat and positive. And then all of a sudden it gets to the finale, and the music and everything combined just makes it so melodramatic. But hey, it's fun.
But then it went into the opening dance, and I loved the opening dance. You know, they bring all the contestants back. Suni Lee, I will give it to her. All of those backflips or whatever she was doing into that dip in heels and that dip in the end, I was like, what pro is doing this? And then all of a sudden she popped up and I was like, oh my God, that's Suni. Like, it was, I loved but I'm always a sucker for those, because it's just so, it's like comforting to know that, you know, you started from one place, you ended here, everybody's together, you see some of your favorites that went home already. Yeah. You know, and obviously all the dances that they do, the opening numbers and that pros do are fucking amazing.
Yeah. So I will say with Suni, we talked about this last night because one of our listeners made a really good point and was like, you love Iman, he plays to his strengths, but, you know, you have bias or whatever against Suni, even though they play to her strengths. And I was thinking about it because I was like, at first I was like, yes, you're right. Like, you know, it's good to take a step back and see it and be like, oh, yeah, that is true. But at the same time, the more I thought about it, I was like, but Danielle is playing to Iman's strengths in such a beautiful way, where I feel like Sasha with Suni, the acrobats were never like intertwined with the dance in a cool, creative way. Mm-hmm. It was always like, okay, now you're going to do a back handspring or whatever it is. And it felt very much like gymnastics instead of the gymnastics being correlated into the dance in a creative way.
Yeah.
But that's not on Suni. That's on Sasha. So
yeah, Sasha really didn't impress me this season with his choreography, which is sad because I usually love Sasha's choreography.
Right.
I usually love Sasha's choreography.
Yeah. So I think that's my argument for Iman playing to his strengths, because every time he did something, it was extraordinary and phenomenal, where when like Suni did something, of course it's extraordinary and phenomenal, but like it didn't blend into a dance style, if that makes sense.
Well, and also at the end of the day, Iman performed.
Right.
And that's always been my biggest problem with Suni, is she never performed. Yeah. She was very like stoic and like just starch with her performances, which is, so I do agree, like, you know, we were unfair to Suni when it came to playing to the strengths. We obviously were unfair, but Suni just didn't have that spark, you know? Suni just did not have that sparkle, you know?
So true.
Okay,
let's get to the dance. Oh my god, this episode was so good.
Okay, so first of all, I hate everything about Tyra's first dress.
Ugh.
Hated everything.
She was wearing like 7 different shades of brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like her hair was brown, and then obviously she has like a darker, she's dark skinned, and then, like,
she's black.
She's black. And then
she has brown skin.
Yeah, she has brown skin. And then her dress was like a nude brown. But then the arms that were supposed to be like, what is that called?
Like,
when it's like supposed to look like faux skin or whatever.
Yeah.
Was a different type of brown compared to her skin tone. But then the illusion waist was also a different color brown. So I'm over here like, you know, when people make fun of other people for their face not matching their neck when they put on makeup, that was literally Tyra's first outfit, just like 20 shades of brown.
Yeah.
And it just did not work.
I was not okay with that dress. Her second dress was like, I could get behind it, like black sequins. I mean, the bow was a little much, but whatever.
But it still didn't fit with like the aesthetic of
the blues and the purples of
the ballroom. Like, wouldn't you want to look aesthetically like a part of? I don't know. Like, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah. But now we're done with that because Julian Huff stood in for her brother Derek, which honestly makes the most sense. Julian Huff's been a judge before. She's an amazing dancer and choreographer. She knows what she's talking about. So I felt like that made the most sense. And don't worry, we saw Derek. He came in, he did his little, he looked completely fine. So
I hope Derek checked his emails, by the way.
Oh my god.
That was like, weird as hell.
Did Tyra just take time out of other people's time to tell America that she sent Derek an email?
A personal email. Derek, check your emails, please, for the love of God.
We need to know what Tyra. We need to know. Like, come on, fucking Tyra. Now I'm actually curious what she could have possibly had to say to Derek that was so important that she had to tell Derek to check his email on live TV when they're rolling the credits after they say the winner. Like, while they're saying the winner, like, they started rolling the credits.
But then she was telling him, she told him to check his emails in the way beginning.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I know it didn't take that much time for her to be like, Derek, check your email. But, like, it still took time out of time for the rest of the show, because then at the end of the show, the credits started rolling.
When they were announcing the winner.
Before they even announced the winner.
I'm like, saying, yeah.
But these little snippets, these 30 seconds here, these 20 seconds here, where you really don't have to have Tyra talking, please, could be saved.
Give time for the ending for the people that got eliminated to say something, and then for the winner to say something, and all this stuff, and to celebrate them instead of just be like, okay, fuck off, you lost, like, get off the stage.
I know, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I've seen behind the scenes of these people getting to say their piece and talk and do all this stuff, so it's happening.
Right.
It's just not happening on air. And, I guess I can go through and find clips on Instagram and do whatever, but is it the same? Like, let these people have their fucking moment, man.
True.
They made it to the finale. So anyway, we're going to start with all the fusion dances.
Yes.
Amanda and Alan went first with a Paso Vietnamese waltz. It got a 9-10, 9-10. It wasn't honestly my favorite dance.
Me either. Like, for some reason, I felt like almost, like, the technique wasn't
off.
there.
Yeah. I loved the idea of the dance, but I really, really felt like you could tell the height difference in this dance for some reason. I don't know if her shoes were really tall or what it was, but for some reason, but I didn't feel like that in their second dance. But she also was barefoot in her second dance, right?
Yeah.
She was barefoot in her second dance. But in the first dance, like, I could just really tell the height difference between them, and it really threw me off. I don't know. I didn't think that the Paso was hit really hard.
Right.
But to be fair, they were also doing a Vietnamese waltz, which is very soft, so I don't,
I think she thrives on the soft dances. Like, she floats across the stage.
God,
like, she is light as a feather. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, she literally just floats, and I think her best dances are the ones that are, like, flowy, and, like, Paso isn't my favorite for her, but at the end of the day, she's fucking beautiful. I'm actually really happy she made it to the finale, because I know I've kind of been iffy about her, not because she's bad, but just because for a point she did kind of plateau for me, because I always knew her dance was going to be amazing, but I was never excited about something new necessarily. But, her dance in the semifinals for her late husband, was obviously beautiful.
Amazing.
And I'm like Bruno said, like, I lived a moment with you. And that's something that I love about Dancing with the Stars, is when you can feel that through the screen and you live moments with people and they literally capture you. That's how I feel every single time Iman dances. That's one of the reasons why I love him. You feel the energy through the screen. You know what I mean? So I am happy that Amanda did make it to the... I think the finale was exactly what it needed. I mean, I could give or take Cody Rigsby, but Amanda and Jojo and Iman were...
Definitely deserved to be
in the top. And I'm really glad I got to see Amanda's... freestyle, because we'll get to that, obviously.
We'll get to that, but it was really good. It was
so good.
Yeah. But Julianne Hough said it best, like, consistency is her strength. Like, she has been consistent throughout. And we actually went and watched the very first dance, and they also did a recap of it, sort of, like, in their package. But before we watched the finale, we went back and watched the very first dance of all the remaining contestants. And I don't want to say Amanda was the same from the beginning, but, like, you could tell Jojo had grown. You could tell Iman had grown. You could definitely tell Cody had grown, even though, we have our feelings about Cody. But Amanda was just good in the beginning, and she was...
good in the end.
Really good at the end. Like, there really was... Maybe emotionally there was growth for her. I definitely think having this Dancing with the Stars
was good for
her mentally and spiritually, because she definitely has lost a lot the past couple of years. Yeah. So I'm also happy for her for that, because I feel like emotionally, mentally, she really, really needed Dancing with the Stars, and I feel like it did help her sort of, overcome. And I think she even said in her package when she was talking to Alan that she didn't realize how much she needed,
like, a human connection
again. A human connection. That was something solid.
Right, and she realizes that she can
have deep connections.
She can have deep connections with people again.
And I thought that was just really beautiful and nice.
I thought so too.
Yeah. So, it wasn't my favorite dance of theirs, but I will say that especially when it gets to the finales, oh, hello, kitty. Especially when it gets to the finales, everybody focuses so much on their freestyle that I feel like the fusion or whatever they decide to do that week sort of gets like thrown under the bus a little bit. Yeah. It's never, I mean, it's always good. I mean, they're not finalists if they're not good, but then their next dance is amazing because you can tell they put all of their work into that dance.
Right.
So that was Amanda and Alan's Paso Viennese Waltz Fusion. Next, we had Cody and Cheryl. They did a Paso Cha-Cha. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I watched Cody once.
I don't either. I watched Cheryl the entire time, and not because I thought Cheryl was doing great.
Yeah, like I was wondering, like what happened. This definitely, Cheryl. I hate to say it, but it's time for Cheryl to retire. I think.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like at some point, it doesn't matter where you are. You could be the hardest worker in your career, but after you've been someplace for 24, 25 years or however long she's been there.
Yeah.
Like, or seasons rather. I hate to say it, but she just felt lazy to me. I felt like her body contact is not, I feel like she's always so far away from Cody.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't know, like, I just don't think Cheryl's heart is in this anymore. And that's fine.
Well, and I just feel like, we've brought on these new people that are so creative and innovative and, like young and just they've taken creativity to a new level where, don't get me wrong, like Cheryl's obviously a good dancer, but like she's very, to me, she's not the creative that I want to see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She doesn't have creative work.
Yeah. It's not bad work. Like, and there's times where I'm like, oh, I see what you tried to do there, Cheryl. But yeah, I haven't been obsessed with choreography, especially this season. I feel like she hasn't been giving it her all. So I don't know. It's really hard to judge Cody because I don't feel like Cheryl's been on her top game. So I do feel like I'm giving Cody unfair assessments.
Yes, I wonder what he would have been like if he had a different coach. Partner. If he had like Sharna or somebody, I feel like he could have really progressed.
Yeah.
A lot more. But, it is what it is. He made it to the finale. He got to do all the dances, which always in my book is the best. Like, winning, yeah. Is actual winning. If you make it to the finale, you won. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, if you look at it monetarily wise, everybody gets paid the same if they make it to the finale. And I mean, yeah, you get bragging rights if you're the winner, but if you get to do all the dances, that's winning to me.
Yeah,
everybody wants to make it to the freestyle.
Exactly. So he got straight 9s. Next was Jojo and Jenna. They did a tango fusion with cha-cha.
Mm-hmm. I hate that fucking song.
Oh yes, I could not listen. I know they danced it well. They did a good dance. But I will say, first of all, I hate that song. So it's really hard for me to get behind it because I hate
it's not a good song.
That song. I just do not think it's a good song. It's like, there's just something about it that's just like, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I just cannot stand that song. So like, that was really tough.
Yeah.
Just to get through it because I hate that song so much. But I also, and it had a lot of content.
Yeah.
But I also felt like it was almost boring for Jenna. Mm-hmm. Compared to Jenna's other work, I felt like it lacked a sense of creativity, I guess. Which is crazy because Jenna is
so creative.
Embodies creativity.
Exactly.
Like, all of her dances are really, really... But it's like when they did the relay races and it felt like they sort of clocked it in. They were like, whatever. We'll just sort of take some moves or the foxtrot or whatever it was. So, I don't know if they just wanted to do, like, mostly content to please Len, or, once again, maybe they were focusing on their awesome, really awesome freestyle. Who knows? I mean, it was a good dance. It deserved 10s.
Oh, yeah.
It deserved 10s. Like, it was good. They did a great job. The choreography was good. It's just not what I expect.
Right. And the song really did just take me out. The whole time I was just, like trying to get into it. And I was just like, ugh, this fucking song, man. This fucking song.
Yeah, I hate that song. So that was a little tough. But I also had no idea what Julianne was saying. She was saying something like, but you are all people. And I'm like, Julianne, I think you've been off a little too much Kinergy bars. Like,
Yeah.
I love Julianne Hough, but we were talking about this last night, is like, she might be a little...
Wacky tobacco.
Like, she's really cool. I like her. I mean, she's beautiful. And she's an amazing choreographer, an amazing dancer.
She's just kind of like out there. She's just like
out there, man.
She's like, and everybody loves everybody, and like,
like,
you are
okay.
you,
I
and I am me, and we are we, and everybody loves each other. Like, she's very like, and she just lives in a different world where I'm so cynical, and I'm just like, I hate everybody.
Had, like, an ounce of like Julianne Hough's like energy. For just the love of people. I'm like,
God.
I hate people.
I know.
Like,
she's
get away
weird.
from me. She's like, I love you.
And she's been like, I've been watching your journey from the beginning, and this, and, you know, just the way she speaks is
she's
so sweet. And I'm just like, you are, like, you are so nice.
That it's almost wacky.
Yeah.
Like, it's beyond. She's so kind and nice that it just feels beyond. And I hate that I feel that way. I hate that I feel like if somebody is kind and a little, like, open-minded with their thoughts, that they're crazy.
Yeah.
Because the world, and I'm judgmental. Like, obviously, we're Capricorns. We're judgmental. That's just who we are.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what we embody. But, like, I wish I had an ounce of whatever Julianne Hough is fucking huffing. Because
that's so true.
Because
she's just so positive,
sweet.
and it seems so genuine. I'm just like,
how can somebody genuinely be so positive all the time?
Exactly.
I feel like I have to try to be positive all the time. And I'm just like, I want to work at being positive.
Yeah, I agree.
I work at it. Like, I just want to be.
Yeah.
You know?
I just want to be you and me and we
free.
As we and we are free.
All of us together. You are all people. I just want that.
Alice cracks me all people. Up.
Oh my god, she's so funny.
Oh my god.
But Carrie Ann said that she was a woman transformed, and I fucking agree. Not only for JoJo, but for Jenna as well.
Yes, I agree.
And this is the same thing that happened with Jordan Fisher and Lindsay.
Yes.
Is Jordan grew, and Jordan was already a dancer too.
Right.
But Jordan grew as a dancer, and Lindsay grew as a choreographer because he was so good at dancing.
She had to be so good.
She had to be so good. I mean, he looked like a professional from day one.
Yeah.
Because he sort of is a professional dancer, you know? I mean, he'd been dancing since a very young age. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy to see Lindsay grow and get pushed as a choreographer and get pushed, and that was an amazing season. That was actually a pretty good season. I would say the season was better though.
Yeah, I would say
Jordan
so too.
Fisher's season,
that was a great,
and guys, if you are ever gonna rewatch a season, watch Jordan Fisher's season. That was 3 seasons ago, so that would have been season 28,
if not
27, 28, something around there. Jordan Fisher's season, Frankie Muniz, Jordan Fisher. That season was
so good.
So good.
Yeah.
It was so good. So anyway, I don't want to talk about other seasons. I want to talk about this season. But at the end of the day, I felt like that partnership was very similar to Lindsay and Jordan's.
Exactly.
Where the celebrity also had to push the pro to become better, and they did.
And you watched it progress, and it just was, like, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing that, like, you get to go to your job and still learn.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? I don't know. I just love it. I loved the little package, the little, like, Real Judges of Dancing with the Stars or whatever. I don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta or New York or however many they have. I don't watch that. But, like, you got the gist. Like, you understood what they were trying to do. And I just thought it was so cute. And, of course, Len was like, what is this? What are we doing? But he's such a good sport.
Yeah. Loved all the packages. I thought they were they were really good.
The packages were, like, on key. So next was
Iman and Daniela.
They did a cha-cha foxtrot fusion.
He makes his technique work for him. Mm-hmm. Like, I love it. I loved when they did when they went into the foxtrot and they did, like, the solo thing, but they were but, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. But they weren't in hold, but they were, like,
They were doing the moves, but not in hold, and it worked.
Yeah.
Because they were doing all the technique right, but Daniela wasn't, like, on her tiptoes up, like, holding his shoulders and, like, in pose and stuff. So it made it flow better because I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you guys, if you watch the dance, will know exactly what part you're talking about. It was really, really fucking cool.
I love watching him. He's so fun.
His flow, you know, I love him because he, you know, I will say that his paso was probably his worst dance because it was very, like, strong and that's just not really who he is. But, you know, he really integrates himself into, like,
I agree.
the flow and the rise and the fall. And even though he is tall, he does use, you know, his height,
right?
You know?
And it's so weird because I always expect him, like, I don't know why I always expect him to be, like, choppy, but he
never is.
He never is. He always has this beautiful finesse about him, but it's not cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a great fucking person. Like, I am very proud of Iman. I've really enjoyed him.
Yeah. I really did too. Carrie Ann said Danny has evolved you, and I'm like, that couldn't be more fucking true. Like, you know, and we watched his first dance, which was the jive to Hey Ya.
Oh, yeah.
That song called?
Hey Ya.
Hey Ya. Duh. Hey Ya by Outkast. And he had that swag and that, like, you know, feeling, that first dance, but I mean, he really has come leaps and bounds.
Oh my God, totally.
So they got straight 10s, obvs.
Oh wait, the package they did. Oh my gosh,
the training package.
I feel so bad for Mel C. Like, I just did not.
It was, first of all, it was a weird song choice. It was a weird
song choice. Like, I don't know. Like, I felt uncomfortable with that, like, song being played for some reason. Like, I just thought it was very strange. I thought it was really dramatic.
Yeah. For, like, really no reason, especially because this season really hasn't been that dramatic. I mean, Amanda Kloots had, you know, the bit about, like, her husband dying and all that stuff. But really, compared to other seasons, this season was very, like, upbeat.
There was no, like,
fun.
I had surgery and,
yeah, there was no, like, usually there's, like, an amputee dancing.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, something like that. Like, usually there's somebody
I almost died. Just
the
like
doctor
James
said
Hinchcliffe.
I could never walk again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the Frankie Muniz. You
Yeah.
know, Frankie Muniz
got into a car when he was a race car driver.
and he can't remember anything. Like, he can't remember filming Malcolm in the Middle. He can't remember anything. He lost his memory. So, you know, there's, like, these, like, sob stories, you know? And there really wasn't any of that this season.
Yeah, everything was pretty light.
Which is fine, but yeah, the season felt very light. It felt very fun. That's why the opening package was sort of like
dramatic. And then all of a sudden this was like super dramatic. And I was like, okay, but the tone of the season was never dramatic.
Well,
so it
and
was hard.
Isn't Two Become One literally about
sex?
Yes.
I don't know. It was just a
like,
very weird song choice. And I felt like it was sung like super dramatically.
And we also have to talk about the sound quality at ABC because ABC continues to have the shittiest
sound quality.
And nobody sounds good. And I'm just like, Nelly didn't sound good when he did his performance. All the other, like, I don't really know. A lot of the times the performers that they get on there are people that I've never heard of before. I'm like, oh, I sort of know them, whatever. But nobody's, like, literally ever sounded good on Dancing with the Stars.
The sound quality is just not there.
The sound quality is just, it's just not
It's
there.
not made for a performance of, like, a singing performance.
So, yeah, that was a weird-ass song choice. And I didn't feel like Mel C felt very comfortable singing.
Yeah.
I mean, she performed, and she did her thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was, like, just a very strange choice.
It was weird.
But then we move on to the freestyles!
Oh, well, before they did the freestyles, the pros did a dance to Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I fucking love that song, first of all.
Yeah, it's a good-ass song. And the dance was really cool, but the pros had a lot of costume malfunctions.
Yeah, they had a lot of costume malfunctions, but sometimes I think it's enduring because it's nice sometimes to see a pro, still be human. They're not perfect all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's amazing to see them be professionals because even though we noticed the wardrobe malfunctions, they made it work. You know what I mean? Like that's what's cool to see is you have, you know, as in Color Guard, we were always told you have 3 seconds after mistake. You have 1 second to realize there was a mistake, or 1 second to make the mistake, 1 second to realize the mistake, and the 3rd second to get back in. And you really see that in these professionals is every time there was like a mishap, like their brain just, they're professionals. Like it worked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
like refreshing sometimes
I
to
agree.
see like a mishap.
Yeah, and you know, props are always fucking hard. Always. It doesn't matter if you're
Seriously.
professional or not. Once you add in a prop,
Forget about
that
it.
prop don't care about you.
That prop does not give two
Trust
shits
me,
about
I've
you.
been in many a show where my wig has. Oh my god! Well, my favorite was when. So, side note, I was in 42nd Street.
Oh, I have a lot of wardrobe malfunctions from 42nd Street.
Oh, it was just so much because you're wearing the wig and you're wearing these elaborate costumes and stuff. But in the ballet scene at the end, I was like a street, whatever, like a hooker of the night or whatever in that scene for the show because it's a show within a show. Whatever. I'm not going to give you the synopsis of 42nd Street. And I was wearing fishnet tights and I was doing a lift, like the fish lift, with Brady. And my tight got stuck in his button.
Oh,
so we did the rest. And I couldn't get it out. So he's just carrying me around. And I'm in this fish pose. And he's like carrying me around. And we're just doing the rest of the dance with me in this stupid pose. Because I could not get my tights out of his button.
Yeah.
But you know what? We fucking just made it work.
Yeah.
We just made it work. And finally, it felt like an eternity. It was probably like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But it felt like an eternity. But finally, I got a hole in my tights, but I was able to rip free and then we just went right on with the dance. But you just gotta work, things happen.
I flashed everybody in that show because remember in the very finale and we had literally had 10 seconds to change into those sequin outfits with our gold tattoos.
Yes, it was so fast.
And the halter broke while I was dancing and I was like, I felt like some cool air on the girls and I was like, what goes on? And I looked down and my titties are just like boing to boing and I'm like, oh fuck. And so I had to do the rest of the dance holding up my halter top so my boobs weren't showing. And then my shoe, oh my god, that night was a mess. One of my shoes came unbuckled so I was tapping but I was trying to curl my toes so
to keep
the shoe on, but then I'm trying to tap.
And we had to walk up and down all those stairs for
yes,
the finale.
it was so much.
God.
And then that same night, I don't know what was happening. My mind just wasn't working. And it was one of the townspeople scenes where we were just it was it was one of those simple, whatever. And I'm looking around and I feel kind of the cast being what? And I look down and I forgot to put on my outfit. I was literally just wearing tights and a leotard.
No.
Yes. I wasn't wearing my pantsuit. I was just out dancing in my leotard and my tights.
Oh, Delana, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was weird. It was because it was between the scene. Sorry, just this is a side note. It was because it was between the scene where we had to go around the thing and it took we had to run to the outside stage in 15 seconds.
There was no access to backstage on stage left. So we had to go outside of the theater and I remember it was fall. It was freezing and we ran outside and then we had to go backstage to the garage area and go through that area to get backstage.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was
God.
I was just that show was a mess for me, but it was fun.
That show was so fun. I love that. So Freestyles, woo! Sorry we went off on a tangent. It's just,
memory lane.
So Freestyles. I will say everybody killed their freestyle. Even Cody. I'll give it to him. Here's the thing. Is I loved the idea of Cody's freestyle. I loved that, they were, a shout out to the gay community and, I feel comfortable and I loved the color. I didn't really love Cheryl's dress. I thought that was weird. But I loved his little, rainbow romper and the backup dancers and the song was really cool. It sort of was I don't know what song that was. It was a mishmash or something.
Yeah.
But to me, Cody feels so heavy. At the end of their dance, I feel like Cheryl and Cody together just feel very heavy. Every time they do a lift, I'm I don't know if they're gonna make it this time.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't feel light as air. It doesn't have this this levity to it.
Yeah.
It feels very stompy and heavy.
I agree.
Yeah, and it took me until the freestyle to realize, oh, that's what I don't like about Cody and Cheryl, because after we saw everybody else's freestyle was just flowy and even if it wasn't flowy, like Iman did a hip hop routine, but there was still something.
He has air
light
about him,
and airy about it, where it just felt really stompy with like Cody and Cheryl, and I don't like that. But I will say, there was a lot of choreography that I could get behind, and
it always feels like they run out of steam.
Yeah, it does. Like they just feel heavy. They just feel tired. And heavy.
I agree.
Like. So, you know what? They got straight 10s. Everybody gets straight 10s during freestyle. What are they going to say? Because at the end of freestyle's...
No rules.
No rules. Mm-hmm. So you can't really judge on technique. Because unless you, like, completely fuck up and, like, you miss a step or you run into somebody or you
like,
slip,
forget your choreography.
Or you forget your choreography. Everybody's getting 10s every single season, every single time for their freestyle because...
Yeah.
At that point, you've made it to the finales... Who's going to win is who's going to win, you know? And the judges take that time. They don't even really talk about your freestyle. They really just take that time to tell you how much they appreciate you and how they see your journey has come and stuff. They take that time to really wish you well and X, Y, and Z. So we know everybody gets 10s straight through for freestyle.
Yeah.
But I will say that Cheryl and Cody's was probably my least favorite freestyle, but I might be biased or I might be right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Next was Amanda and Alan.
So good.
It was amazing.
Pure happiness.
Well, exactly. And I think it was Carrie Ann who said it, but she said something like, this dance was literally you.
Right.
It was light. It was happy. It was... It just had that, like, air about it. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like... It would have been weird if she came out and did, like, a really, like, tango, paso doble. Right. Like, it would have been weird because that's not the essence of Amanda. She danced what her literal essence is.
Right.
And that's amazing because Alan did that.
Right.
Alan had the foresight to know and how to choreograph Amanda to her strengths.
Right. When they came down on those on the things and they were like or like walking in air, I just thought it was so beautiful. It was just amazing. Yeah, it felt like her. It felt good. It felt good to watch.
Yeah, it felt like her spirit. Like that was her spirit dancing.
Right.
And also, I loved the walking on air part because that's probably how they were feeling. Like, we're walking on air. Like, we can't believe we've made it so far.
Yeah.
I thought the whole aerial thing in the beginning was just like, mwah, chef's kiss.
I thought it was so good, and I loved, like, the setting was just simple. Like, they just had these, like, lights. Like, they were dancing, like, in the stars. I loved their outfits. Like, I loved everything. I loved everything about it. I just thought it was really good.
Yeah.
We got to rewatch the dances before Bachelor.
I know. Bachelor's night, guys. All right, so Jojo and Jenna went next. Listen, I could have called that song choice. If you would have said, what song do you think Jojo's going to be dancing to? I would have said, probably a gay anthem and probably by Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Like, and I loved it. I just thought it was a little predictable, but that's what's great about the freestyle is you sort of get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was catchy. It was a great dance.
It was amazing, like always.
It was Vogue Central. I really don't have anything to say about it exactly because we knew it was going to be amazing, and guess what?
It was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But I will say, best dance of the night was Daniela and Iman's freestyle.
Agreed.
They were bringing the heat.
It was the first. God. Like, it was the first. It actually, like, Stevie and I were literally, first of all, we were like, in the song, we were watching it, and we were like bouncing. I'm like looking over, and I'm like, are you bouncing? And Teal's like, I'm bouncing.
I'm bouncing. We're just bouncing with the music. We're like what's going on? And then we're getting we're going crazy. We're like, oh my God.
It was fucking wild. Like, it got us going. Like, the music literally made us lose control. The dance made us lose control. First of all, right when they said the song choice, I was like, this is it. I was like, this is going to be amazing. And then Stevie and I were just like glued to the TV, and it just at the end it keeps on getting faster, and we're just bouncing. We're like, are you bouncing? I can't stop bouncing. I can't stop bouncing. Like,
oh my God,
we're on one.
So good. It was so good.
Amazing. It was so good. Fucking good.
I can't.
It was phenomenal.
Straight 10s offs.
I mean, Iman just gets me going.
And it was light, even though it was like a tacky dance.
Yep.
It was light. I didn't feel like they lost steam. I felt like they were level all the way. And I do appreciate Daniela because when we watched the jive from week 1, it just felt like Daniela was doing everything. Like, not everything in the sense of she was dancing around Iman, but Daniela was just going so hard. And I'm like, that's not Iman's energy.
Right.
Like, you cannot go so hard. And you could tell that Daniela started dancing to Iman's, feng shui or whatever you want to call it, because she still had intensity and still had that power.
She was a good partner.
But she became a good partner. So I really feel like this helped because Daniela did that fucking last season. And she just danced and danced around her partner and she was doing the most. And it's like, Daniela, your partner's not dancing that way. Like, you honestly look ridiculous because you're going so hard and your partner's not giving that same energy.
Right.
And I think she finally realized that this season was like, oh, I need to match Iman's energy, which was a good energy, just different.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that because that could have been a pro. Like, that could have been a pro dance and good. So, yes. So we finally get to the end.
So if you don't want any spoilers, stop this video right now because we're about to tell you the winner of Dancing with the Stars season 30.
4th place went to Amanda and Alan. 3rd place went to Cody and Cheryl. I wish that was reversed.
Yeah, me too.
I really think Amanda did a lot better than Cody, but Amanda is going on tour with Dancing with the Stars, so it's not a complete loss. And then 2nd place, Jojo and Jenna. And 1st place, Iman! And honestly, I don't care what anybody has to say. Iman deserved to win.
I agree.
Jojo did a great job, and that has nothing against Jojo. But at the end of the day, Iman grew the most.
He brought something new to Dancing with the Stars that we've never seen before.
And he probably worked the hardest.
Yeah.
Not saying that Jojo and Jenna worked hard, because I'm sure they did. But there's no way Iman grew as much as he grew without working as hard as he did. Yeah. So I love that Iman and Daniela won. And if you would have told me at the beginning of this season that Iman was going to win, I would have laughed straight in your face. So yay! I'm so happy.
I know, me too. I thought this was a great season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to bring more elements of Dance with the Stars back. I hope next season they do, when they used to do the group dances. I always think that's really cool to see how they work with each other. I know with COVID, it's probably hard and everything, but yeah, I would really like to see that come back.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
I know, I'm sad it's over, but I'm happy Iman won. I think he's very deserving, and yeah, I just think it was a great season overall.
Yeah. So let us know if you like who won or who you thought should have won. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be releasing podcasts on the Disney celebration coming up, on a couple other, holiday specials. But then we'll be back with season 2 of Twin Talk, bigger, better than ever, starting with our coverage of The Bachelor.
Yes.
And we cannot wait for you guys to follow us on our journey. And I'm trying to channel Julianne Hough right now. Channel Julianne Hough. Follow us on our journey. You and me. We are one. We are together in this. Please come support us, and we will support you in our podcast. And we just love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who writes and responds and even disagrees with us. That really opens our minds as well. So we really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. And we cannot wait to come back again for Twin Talk. Thank you so much. Bye.